The Crocus of my childhood boasted a rich history. Or as Jake would have put it, it was full of old stuff. From crusty pioneers like 107-year-old Daddy Johnson, to the Indian arrowheads and animal skulls that I dug up on the prairie, there was plenty of colorful evidence of time's passage. And I was fascinated by it. My teacher, Miss Hinchbaugh, on the other hand, would probably have preferred to see me a little less fascinated by the evidence of time's passage and a lot more aware of the clock.
Ha! She isn't even here yet.
Oh, yes, she is. Running a little late again, aren't we, Ben? I was so worried you wouldn't show up in time to present your History of Crocus report. You do have your report, don't you? Or is that some kind of substitute?
And when they would all run, it sounded like thunder. And then the chiefs would get the best braves, and they'd go out and kill exactly the number of buffalo they needed. They'd use the whole buffalo, even the tail. They used the hooves to make hoof stew. Sometimes, they even threw in the eyeballs. I think I'm gonna get sick.
Ben.
The Indians hunted with bows and arrows because there was no guns. And the arrows were just sharp rocks. So sometimes they had to shoot the buffalo 100 times before it was killed. The end.
Ben, that was very creative. Even romantic. In the literary sense. But making up stories is no substitute for an education. Deadline is 1 week from today. I want 500 words on the same subject, only this time I want it 100% accurate. Understood?
Hi, Mr. Johnson! Daddy? Daddy!
Daddy, Ben.
I left him over there.
No wonder we couldn't reach Doc. He's already out here. The doctor's in there with him. Come in, come in. Jake.
So what are you doing back in these parts, Esther?
I ran into Daddy in town a couple of days ago. He said he was feeling poorly, so I offered my services as a housekeeper.
Well, it's a lucky thing you were here.
Oh, coffee?
Well, you can forget it, Esther. Whatever it is you're angling on, it's not going to happen.
Same old Jake, I see.
Well, it isn't good.
Understand that, Doc, but could you be a little more specific?
He's old. He's not sick so much as he's just plain worn out.
Well, should he be in a hospital?
Well, I'd rather not move him to tell the truth. But just the same, he really should have professional care.
Well, I trained as a nurse during the war.
Well, that's a new one on me. Which war are we talking about here?
That's right, a surgical nurse in the field.
Florence Nightshade, I'm sure.
Don't you feel badly about letting your personal feelings get in the way of Daddy's recovery?
If Esther is a nurse, and that's what Daddy needs, then I don't see there's a problem here. Would you rather we send him off to Regina?
You can come in and see him, but just for a minute.
Come on, son.
You're not still sore about things, are you, Jake?
Not as sore as I'm gonna be if I find out you've been hanging around the old man just 'cause he's sick.
You always were a poor loser, Jake Trumper.
This has nothing to do with you and me. What's past is past, and what's done is done.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. People who forget about the past stand a real good chance to relive it again.
I don't think so. See, I got most of my education about playing with fire right from you, Esther. Yours is one match I won't be striking again.
Come on, Jake. Admit it. You know there was some sweet before the bitter. Besides, I'm going to pay you that money back someday. Probably.
Esther, see, I consider that money long gone. Kind of like I hoped you'd be.
You don't mean that.
Dad, a pyramid.
Pyramid?
See, this is the sort of thing I've been talking about. Sales agents are a thing of the past. Now, if you want to carry anything new, you have to go to these product shows.
So go. Close the shop for a few days.
Well, if I close the shop, I can't afford to buy anything. I said pyramid, Dad. That's a rectangle.
Well, there must be some way that you can go.
I can't.
Can't. It's not like you have to stand around and watch the hail hit. Get someone to mind the store for you.
Oh, no. We have been through this before, Dad.
I can run that farm for how many years, and you don't think I can run the store for a couple of days? Fine. If this meeting is so doggone important to you and you don't trust your own father, well, then why don't you get Greg to do it? You trust him, don't you?
Me?
Would you?
For you, my love, anything.
There we go, Daddy. There, okay.
Yeah. How long have I been in bed?
Since yesterday?
No wonder I'm so hungry.
Appetite. Well, now that's a good sign. Too bad there's no food in this place.
None?
Don't you worry about that. I've made a shopping list. You know, for groceries and other essentials that we need.
I'm not sure I'm up to driving into town just yet.
No, 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 no. We're not. I'm going to do that. Now, you got any money around here? I mean, you know, like stuffed under your mattress or buried in an old coffee can somewhere.
I got an account at the general store. You just tell them it's for me.
Perfect. Why don't you just roll over and I'll get the back of your neck? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, you ready? Okay, let's go.
Not in your life.
What do you mean?
Cash on the barrelhead, nothing but.
Can we have some licorice, please, Mr. Gatenby?
Just a minute, Ben.
Hi, Mr. Gatenby.
Hi.
I told you, just put it on his account.
Well, maybe if Daddy called us.
Cole, he's lucky he's breathing.
Oh, hold on, fellas. Just hold on.
Well, I always get my goods on credit.
Oh, yeah? Then how come I can never buy my gasoline on credit at your place?
Mr. Gatenby, please.
Okay, take what you want, but be sure you count them as you take them, huh?
That's different.
How is that different?
I'm not sure.
Well, when you figure that out, Albert, you come and see me.
Daddy wanted to write you a letter, but he was so weak he could barely lift his head off the pillow. He's practically given me power of attorney.
Mr. Gatenby, I just remembered. My mom said you have a parcel for us.
It's right up on the shelf.
How do you work this?
You don't work it. Come on, Ben, wait. You don't work it. Ben, don't touch it. Ben, please, don't touch it. Oh, Gord, wait.
Got it.
You got it. Good.
I'm still not sure about this.
The man's grateful. He just wants to give me a present. Oh, my. What do you think? Fine. I'll be sure to tell Daddy everything that happened. I just hope that he's well enough to handle it.
Greg! Yay!
Wait.
Get this over me!
Fine. Take it.
Oh, hi, Molly.
Sure. Everything's fine. So how's your trip?
Hiya.
How are you?
Good. Jay?
What can I do for you, Emily?
It's about Ben.
Not in any trouble, is he?
No. Well, not exactly. Actually, he gave an oral report the other day that I'd have to say was really quite excellent. But parts of it were... Well, he captured the spirit of what he wanted to say, but his research was a little suspect. Where he didn't have facts, he tended to make it a little more colorful to stretch things a bit.
You want me to tell him not to lie?
No, it's not lying, exactly. More along the lines of fish stories.
Fine, then.
And I know it's a tradition around here, but if you could not stretch the truth yourself, you're his role model, Jake. If he sees you doing it, he thinks it's okay if he does.
Do you remember Irene Hooper's wedding last summer?
Yes?
How do you think Irene looked on that day?
She looked lovely.
What, you figure? Gee, I always figured her for a homely thing. Nice girl, mind you, but you know, a little bow-legged, even a bit cross-eyed.
Well, yes, but it was her wedding day. All brides are beautiful on their wedding day.
Well, let's say then that Irene there was a fish. It might be fair, even truthful, to say that, well, she was just a tad bigger the day she was caught. See ya.
And how is is my big, strong man.
No cookies.
You ate them. All 3 dozen.
Oh. Was that all you made?
You don't need any more sugar, Daddy. You're sweet enough just the way you are.
Oh, not really.
Of course you are. You're a very attractive man.
You think so?
Why wouldn't I? All that wisdom. A man your age knows things.
I suppose I do.
There we go. There you go, Daddy. Hold on to that. Now, if you need me, just call me.
Now, Esther, would you mind giving Repeat a call for me? He's the local notary. And I was thinking of making some changes to my will.
Oh, certainly, Daddy. I'll do that, but I just want to run downstairs and whip up another batch of those cookies first.
Well, how's your day, kid?
Jake, do you know anything about buffaloes?
Buffalo? Are you kidding? Do you remember when I told you about old Weasel Tail?
The chief of the Blackfoot. That made you guys blood brothers after you saved him from being trampled by a horse?
That's him. Well, a long time back. Oh, golly. It was drier than an owl's hoot back then. Anyway, old Weasel Tail and his people, they didn't have nearly anything to eat. Well, the buffalo were still around at that time, but all the braves and the horses, they were all starving, and, well, they were just too tired to catch him. I thought old Weasel Tail was about ready to give it up, but I told him, I said, you do that, you might as well throw yourself off of that cliff right into that coulee and kill yourself.
Our coulee? Ours and Daddy Johnson's?
Mm-hmm.
That coulee isn't big enough to kill a fellow, is it?
Well, no, not now, but back then, that coulee was at least, I bet you 150 foot deep.
Did he do it?
Well, before he could, now I got to thinking, what would happen if a buffalo threw himself off of that cliff?
How would you get a buffalo to jump off a cliff?
Well, that's the thing, Ben. One won't do it, but 1,000,000 will.
1,000,000?
I called it a buffalo jump. Now, once I had it all figured out, the only thing Weasel Tail had to do was stir up a stampede and aim it right at the coulee, and it worked so good, we filled that coulee almost to the top with buffalo bones, and that's how come you found this one.
If there were 1,000,000, then how come I only found this one?
Oh. Well, the wind. See?
The wind?
No. Oh, remember how I told you about the dirty 30s and, you know, how you couldn't tell if it was night or day for all the dust in the air? Well, that wind blew so hard it filled in every low spot from here to tomorrow.
And they're all still there. Wow, a buffalo jump.
First one ever.
And it's on our land. This is amazing. This is history, Jake. Oh, this is exactly what Miss Henchball wanted me to write about.
Good.
Good night.
Good night. We didn't do so well today.
We did fine. It's this place.
What do you mean?
Well, just look at it. It's set up all wrong. There is no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, with a little reorganizing, Molly might be able to sell twice as much with half the effort.
I really don't think she'd like...
And we are just the men to do it.
you doing here?
No, what are you doing here? What is all this? Daddy go shopping. Thought I told you that.
What you told me, Jake, means nothing. That old man up there needs me, and there's not a single thing you can do about it.
Esther!
Coming, Daddy.
Esther! This tapioca's runny. Oh, hi, Jake.
Daddy, are you sure you're thinking straight?
No, it is. Here, look. Yeah,
I don't mean. I'm talking about her.
Huh?
I'm talking about inviting the fox into the hen house here. Since when did you need to spend half your bank account on new curtains and radios?
Oh.
Oh, she's just helping me fix the place up a bit. Now, Esther's been a real help, getting my meals, and reading to me.
Oh.
And she's a better gin player than you are.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that she's got away with a deck of cards, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, Jake. But I didn't see you offering to give me no sponge baths.
Esther, you must be gonna steal more than I thought.
A little less milk, and she'll thicken right up.
Anything you say, Daddy.
Please, we're making a mess.
Maybe you are. Me, I'm organizing.
This isn't organizing. There's a system here. Maybe it didn't work for us, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work for Molly.
She always boss you around, son.
She doesn't boss me around. I just respect the fact that this is her store.
Son, if you want to marry a woman, you have to respect her. But respect don't mean that you have to stand by and watch someone make mistakes.
Mistakes? This is a mistake. This is disrespect.
Now, you listen to me, young fella. I raised that girl, remember that. Never hurt a child to listen to her daddy.
She's a grown woman, Gate. This is her store. How'd you like if your dad came out to your farm and moved your wheat around?
If my daddy saw a better way of doing things, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'd be smart enough to pay attention.
I've paid enough attention to know that when she gets back, she's gonna be angry.
I don't know what you're worried about. You've done nothing but try to put everything back in the same fool place it was to begin with.
Fine. You go ahead. Rip the place apart.
That's right. Go on. Just don't try to hog the credit when she comes back and loves it.
Don't worry, Gate. What she's gonna give to you, you can have.
And you can bet I'll be sure and tell her what I think of her marriage plans, too.
How's Daddy, Jake?
Same as always. Wrinkled and ornery.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day.
What day's that, Albert?
No, it's not that easy on any of us, Jake. Not that easy at all. I mean, Daddy's practically an institution.
Well, if he makes it through this, that's probably where he'll end up, too.
Albert, that old man will still be on the farm long after you're pushing up daisies.
I like Daddy fine, but there's gonna be a day when he's not here anymore. You gotta be realistic. Someday you're gonna have a new neighbor. That will of his has been like a 50-year-long game of musical chairs. It's been playing so long, I never really thought about the fact that one day music is really gonna stop.
Yes, and then I guess Esther Goodrich is going to have herself a comfortable chair indeed.
Wife number 4, Esther Johnson. How do you like the sound of that?
Daddy and Esther? In her dreams, maybe.
Oh, it's not so hard to believe. She's, what, 45?
Well, see, she's not even half his age.
Well, that's exactly what they said about Annabelle. They said exactly the same thing. Come to think of it, that's exactly what they said about Liza, too. Do you think he'll outlive Esther?
Daddy wouldn't give Esther so much as a cold. Now, the old man might be full of fever, but he's not that far gone.
I beg to differ, Jake. Beg to differ. She called just today. Daddy wants me out there tomorrow to notarize a new will. New and revised.
Come again.
I mean, that's what she said. Said she was calling on Daddy's very own orders.
You mean to tell me that that old fool is gonna put Esther in his will?
You think she'll hold on to that land or look to sell?
She stopped suddenly and turned. He was gone. The water was so...
You really are as crazy as everyone says.
What are you going on about?
Daddy, I'm sure that Esther here is more than willing to milk old Jess for you. She'll even bake you your maple walnut cookies. But it just might be an idea to actually stop every now and again and think about what it is you're doing.
What?
Leave whatever you want to whoever you want. It's really none of my concern. But this farm isn't just some carrot that's dangling in front of the horse's nose. Now, someday someone's actually gonna collect. Now, do you really want to give it to somebody just because she gave you a sponge bath?
But,
now, I'm sure that she's all happy to clean up after you, but I'll guarantee you what she really means to do is clean you out.
that's your side of things. Esther tells a different story.
Oh. That's what you think this is about? Me and her? Fine. You want to throw away everything you ever worked for, you just go right ahead.
Now, none of your business what I do.
I'm certainly not going to stand here wasting my time trying to save your hide, I'll tell you that.
Hide doesn't need saving, especially from the likes of you.
Fine. Fend for yourself.
Where's work till now?
Ah!
Jake.
You hurt that old man, Esther. I swear you will live to regret it.
Jake, what are you so upset about? Daddy will have clean sheets and fresh cookies till the day he dies. You're just sore that a woman got the best of you. Especially this woman.
Well, you think what you like, Esther, but when it's your turn to lie there, well, you just ask yourself, what sort of person you'd like looking out for you?
Julia, thanks again for the soup. Daddy just gobbled it right up.
Double beef barley is his favorite.
Uh-huh.
I only wish that there was more I could do to help.
Well, if you really wanted to help, you'd flatten all the tires on Jake's truck so he'd stop coming out and harassing.
Well, when it comes to Daddy, Jake is very protective.
I'm the one who needs protection. Against Jake, I mean, the way he's talking, you'd think I was doing something illegal instead of helping a poor old man in his hour of need.
Jake hasn't told me very much, but I get the feeling that you two were once friends.
Yes, I suppose you could call it a friendship.
Well, what happened? I mean, if you don't mind me asking you.
No. Well, Jake would probably say that we had a falling out over ethical differences.
And you?
I'd say it was something more personal than that.
I see.
Well, I suppose I should be going.
Oh, please, give Daddy my best. And tell him that Ben and I will come out to visit him as soon as he is up to it.
I'll do that. Thanks again for the soup.
Oh, very welcome.
Doc?
I don't know what to say, Esther. You've done one heck of a job with him.
What was that supposed to mean?
Well, it means he's 107 years old.
Uh-huh.
And as far as I can see, he's as healthy as he was 40 years ago.
How can that be?
There's no medical explanation for it, I can tell you that much.
But he was so sick. How can someone that old recover that quickly?
Well, it's an inspiration to us all. Keep up the good work, Esther.
Esther! Esther! that stool, eh?
Ben has a real gift for imagery. Picture it. A mile-wide strip of destruction as they race toward their deaths. Millions of them, their eyes flashing, their breath puffing out of flared nostrils like steam engines, their hooves pounding the ground like thunder. Wonderful. Oh, I need some tea as well.
Tea bags, tea bags.
Tea's right here.
It's not just a buffalo jump. It's the first ever buffalo jump, and it happened right here in Crocus.
I have a friend at Concordia who I'm certain would be very interested in something like this.
Do you really think so?
The government has just approved a large grant for just this sort of thing. The university's been using the money to buy up land.
Do you think they'd do some sort of archaeological dig?
Provided they could buy the land, I'm sure they would.
Just imagine. An historical dig right here in our own backyard. Won't Ben be pleased at what he started?
Certainly would liven things up. Be good for business.
Oh,
I'll put that on your account.
thanks.
About that buffalo jump?
Jake,
Yeah.
did my history report today. My fever, Baldy. It was about the first ever buffalo jump.
Uh-huh.
I got an A+, but that isn't even the best part. Miss Henchball was telling Greg about my report, and he has a friend in university. Well, and he called the friend because it's historical. Because it's old and important. And the university wants to buy the coulee for lots of money and dig for buffalo bones. That's our coulee, Jake. Well, it's ours and Daddy Johnson's. But that means that the university's gonna have to buy it from us.
Now, Ben...
I better go tell Ma.
Sure.
I knew she'd be mad. I never figured anything like this.
On the house. Just cheer him up, would you?
Greg, about your university friend there.
I just don't understand women.
Well, you're keeping good company. Listen, about Ben's report, no, that's a good report, I'll grant you, but I'm not so sure about some of the details.
I've seen her mad before. Not like that.
You know how kids are. They run into a roadblock, they just fill in the blanks with their imagination.
Huh?
Well, the buffalo story, a million buffalo, the cliff, old weasel tail. You know, parts of it might not be 100% accurate.
Why is everyone so wrapped up in that stupid buffalo jump? First Emily, then Esther, Henry, now you. I've got girl trouble here, Jake.
Sorry, Greg, it's just that Esther's interested in the jump?
I said close down for a couple of days. Gate was the one offering to run everything. She ought to know better. He's her dad.
What difference would it make to her?
Exactly. I mean, it's not like people couldn't wait until she got back.
The old man might have a stake in it, though.
Well, I guess. But that doesn't give him the right to just take over.
And again, at his age, well, running things might be a pretty useful position to be in.
Man values himself by the work he does. Suppose she knew that. Maybe I've been a little tough on him.
But the problem is you can't let him know that you know what's going on.
Sure, I mean, it's her store. But that doesn't mean he can't have his dignity.
Think we got her beat, Greg.
I think so too, Jake. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Henry?
Henry?
Come on, honey.
You haven't given it a chance.
Why would bullets be next to canned beans?
They're both hunting supplies, and they're in alphabetical order. See? A for ammunition, B for beans.
Maybe we could sort of have it half and half. There's probably a benefit to both systems, right?
Him, I can accept. He's my father. He's never respected a single decision I've ever made. But you, what were you thinking? How could you just stand here and watch? How could you help him while he destroyed my store?
It's not destroyed. It's just laid out a little different.
Greg, this store is my life.
I know. I'm sorry. I thought it might work. You know, fresh blood, new ideas.
I'll show you fresh blood. I want this store back the way it was. And I want it that way now.
Now, hang on, Molly. I'm not going to let Greg...
No!
No. It's okay. I'll do it.
What do you want?
Calm down. I'm here on business.
Oh, yeah?
I want to buy your half of the coulee, Daddy.
You want to what?
I'll give you $400 for it.
Jake. $450.
5.
For the coulee?
$575.
580.
$590.
600. But that's about as far as I can go, Daddy.
$605, Daddy.
Oh, when can I get that?
I could get it for you right away.
Jake, we've been friends a long time. I hate to pick, but well, seeing as how we've had a bit of a falling out lately, and Esther here's been here for me while I've been ill. Oh, I'm afraid I'll have to give her the nod.
I can respect that. Well, you beat me.
Oh.
Guess everybody got what they deserved.
Jake, don't take it too hard. You tried.
Well, before you go and get your money, honey, would you make me another sandwich?
Well, she's all locked up, little darling. See you at home.
Dad, I have to talk to you.
Now listen, before you go getting yourself all wound up again, Molly.
Dad, please, don't patronize me.
I am just talking to my little girl.
I am not your little girl. I'm the boss.
Well, as a boss, you have got a lot to learn.
Well, as an employee, so do you.
Employee? I'm not an employee. I did all this out of the goodness of my heart.
The goodness of your heart? Well, since you're not an employee, this won't hurt a bit. You're fired.
Fired? You can't fire me. I quit.
I thought you weren't an employee.
Oh, that's right. I don't quit. I withdraw my volunteer services. Good night.
I just fired my own father. Boy, that felt good.
Evening, Henry.
Jake, your timing is perfect. I just made some goulot yolk.
Uh-huh.
It's sweet and sour pork. It's very good.
I was just teasing you, Jake. I'll be happy to make you a steak.
Oh, no. That goulot yolk sounds just fine, Henry. Emily, kind of glad I ran into you. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciated you helping me out.
I'm not sure I follow.
You know, everyone thought I was barking up an empty tree, figuring that Esther was trying to pull a fast one on Daddy. And, well, I knew that there was no way an educated woman like yourself would buy into that crazy story about the buffalo jump. Still, you were able to figure out that there must have been a bigger picture. That's pretty sharp, if you ask me.
Well, I'm only sorry Ben had to be duped in order for the whole thing to work.
Oh.
It's pretty hard on a person, you know, finding out they've been made a fool of.
That's true. But if that person was willing to take it all in stride, well, he or she, they just might find the humor in it.
Where are you sitting, Jake?
Will you excuse me?
That's $1.25. Is that right, Henry?
Yes, it is.
Suppose you heard all that.
Here you go. She'll survive.
So I heard Daddy couldn't find it in his heart to take your money.
Guess he's got a soft spot for me. Just like you.
Are you kidding? I'd have been happy to see you get what you deserve.
Well, that'll never happen, and you know why? Because you refuse to stoop to my level. Well, I'm at it, Jake. Here, take this money as down payment on what I owe you.
Well, this will probably cover what you rang up on Daddy's account. If there's any left over, I'll certainly have breakfast on you tomorrow.
Henry, I could smell that Golo yuck clear across the street, I tell you. Clear across the street.
Coming right up.
This is a very pleasant coincidence, Miss Henchbaugh. You're dining alone, and I'm dining alone, and
Please, join me, Mr. Golightly.
Dostoevsky, one of my favorites. See, that rascal, whatever McCoff, it's quite a character, eh? It's a character. Masters of the technique reach great depth.
Your goulao yuck's getting cold.
Esther, Daddy let you off the hook this time, but if you come back to Crocus, I won't. And you can count on that.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
After Esther Goodrich left town, Gate, who was temporarily unemployed, was quite happy to take over the job of nursing Daddy.
And he still hasn't gotten out of bed?
I don't understand it. Doc says he's as healthy as a man that age has any right to be. Thank you. But he keeps complaining about being so weak. Can hardly even butter his own bread.
Well, maybe these will help, huh?
You know, I think maybe you are right. Thank you. See ya. Julia baked some cookies for you, Daddy. I'll just put them down here. I'm going back out to the car to get your groceries. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, Gate.
Gate's compassion was genuine, even if his touch was a little rougher than Esther's. One thing's for sure, there were no more sponge baths for Daddy.